Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the reverse card holder. So as you see, I already have some cards in here to show you guys how much it holds. So I only have one on each card slot, and then I have 3 in the main interior. So I feel that 5 is a perfect number because it doesn't overstretch it. I feel like it complements the profile. You know, anything else would kind of overstretch it, and that's what you want to prevent, because if you put 10 cards in here, or if you try to fit 10 cards in here, you're going to stretch it, and then when you go back to 5, it's not going to fit the cards as snug. So just keep that in mind. How I'm thinking of how many bills it could fit. I feel like it could fit 5 separate bills comfortably folded. Only right now I have 1, so of course that's going to fit, but it's just something to keep in mind. Don't overstretch it with money. Don't overstretch it with cards. You know, if you treat it well, it will treat you well back. So as you see, it fits the $10 bill perfectly. Just kind of have to, you know, make sure it's even in there so it's seamless, or else it'll kind of peek out at the top. But if that doesn't bother you, then, you know, fit in the money the way you want to. So I wanted to show how it compares to other canvas. So as you see, it's not that different. This was, the Zippy was made in 2018, and of course this one was made in 2020. As you see, there's not that big of a difference in the canvas. They're both nice and bright and beautiful. So if you're concerned about this canvas being lighter or darker, or maybe just, you know, off color compared to your other items, it shouldn't be, unless of course you have vintage items, then there's probably going to be a difference because that's completely different canvas. But as you see, between 2018 and 2020, they look pretty similar, so no stress about that. I did notice after my initial inspection, there's a little bit of excess glazing, little things that could be flicked off of the card holder. I do want to show the excess glazing that's on the reverse canvas, just because it's more noticeable. But for anybody who sees it, I don't want them to panic. It's not a big deal, but it's just more noticeable when you're dealing with lighter colors, because, you know, the glazing is black or dark brown, and you know, it's just more noticeable. So as you see, there it is. See how it starts there and kind of just disappears, and then there it is again. And that's how it is on the other side. As you see, just a little bit on the top. No big deal, but I just wanted to be extra thorough. I didn't notice any pop stitches or anything weird with the item. If you're curious about where the date code and the Maiden stamp are located, I am going to show you that now. So for starters, when you're looking for the date code, it's always going to be on the same, well, not always, but most likely, so far as I've seen, it'll be located on the same side as a Maiden stamp. So as you see, it's here, and then the date code is located on the same side in this crevice. I don't want to show the date code just in case replica makers or counterfeiters or somebody sees a video. I don't want them to make their items better because of my video. But that's just a little tip for anybody who was curious about that or had struggles to find date codes in their items. I've also seen people talking about their items not being made in 2020. This item had a release date of March in the beginning, and then that got pushed back to May. So if they're going to have a wide launch of this item in March, they're of course going to have to start a few months before that. So I would not panic if you see your item was made in 2019. That just means you have the first batch of card holders, and then of course they made them into 2020. So don't panic about that. Of course, I'm not sure how many different countries they made these in. Usually Louis Vuitton has a disclaimer on their website where they say, you know, this item could be made in the US, Spain, France, Italy, It could have different locations of where it's made. This one in particular is made in France, but you know, they could be made in other places. So again, don't panic if it's not made in France. No big deal. The quality is the same regardless of what people like to say. They like to say the USA has worse quality or France has worse quality, but I feel like it's more of an aesthetic thing to have something made in France. I enjoy it, but it really doesn't matter to me. I just want something that's made well. I don't care if it's made in Italy, France, USA, Spain. As long as you give me a good item, I don't care. But I know some people who do, so just as a heads up, these could be made in other countries as well. So I think that's going to wrap up my review. I don't want to sit here and talk for 20 minutes about it. I feel I pretty much covered the bases with it. If you guys have any other questions or maybe something that I missed, please let me know in the comments below. I will, of course, answer you guys. Of course, if I see it, I try to go through the comments as much as possible. But as always, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of insight, what I've seen. And I really do feel like it's a perfect addition to anybody's collection. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but this was affected by the price increase. So I made a video on that. That's my video before this one. And yes, this went up by $5. So if you didn't get it on pre-order from calling Louis Vuitton, if you didn't get it on the online launch, then yes, it will be increased by $5. I'm not sure if that will affect pre-orders that are still in. Usually they will honor the price that it was, so I wouldn't panic. I mean, of course, it's only $5. So, but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up that yes, this was affected by the price increase, even though it was just released. So, just a little bit of a fact there. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.